In Tallowood.
Not around Tallowood, but
in the building.
I'm thinking so. The name's Tallowood. Trees is made of wood, and red squirrels live in wood. Sounds pretty logical to me.
I think he knows this isn't the place. Okay, I've seen what he needs. I don't know, maybe we should ask him if he has anything to say.
Usually, we're doing a children's seminar, and
Is it about red squirrels?
no, but do you know things about red squirrels?
Oh, that's my area of expertise.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you from the back, and you can tell us about red squirrels because I don't know.
I'll be keeping an eye on you. I'll watching you, make sure you don't have any red squirrels.
Okay, tell us about red squirrels.
I can't say that long, but first I'm gonna put my gun down so I don't scare anybody. Like I said, my name is Jedediah Billy Bob Bubba Dyer the 33rd. That's right, 33 of us before me. My family's a proud Southern family. And I'm in these here woods hunting red squirrels. Now you may say, what's a red squirrel and why are you hunting? Because many of y'all don't look like y'all know much about red squirrels or hunting at all. So let me start from the beginning. What is a red squirrel? Any of y'all ever seen a normal old squirrel? Raise your hand. Everybody's seen some regular squirrels. They run around, jump up on them trees, and they're pretty cool to see. But them red squirrels, they're smaller than those regular squirrels. Oh, they're about this big. You see? And they got a couple cool features about them. First thing they can do is, everybody see my bottom teeth down here? You see that? Well, my bottom teeth can't move like here and open up. But on a red squirrel, they can take these bottom teeth and open them up so they can fit nuts up inside of there. That'd make eating a sucker a lot easier now, wouldn't it? But I tell you what, there's more to the red squirrel than his teeth. If you look underneath his body, it looks like he's real fat right here. Because where his arms connect to his body, he's got them big old flaps. That's in case he falls from a tree. He can just spread his arms out and glide down to the ground without getting hurt. And use his tail like a rudder. How many of y'all ever been in a boat? Raise your hand if you've been in a boat. Alright, you know how they got them there things on the back that steer the boat like this? Called a rudder? How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Alright. Some of y'all looks like some seamen. Anyways, them there rudders is what a red squirrel's got on his tail. And he can maneuver himself in the air and basically fly. Something else a red squirrel can do that's real interesting is that he can keep a close lookout for predators and hunters. And that's why I don't like him. Now, I'll be getting into that a little bit further. But I got another question. Any of y'all know who a certain Dr. Bubbles is? Raise your hand if you've ever heard of a guy named Dr. Bubbles.
Dr. Bubbles.
Well, one time I went to one of Dr. Bubbles' bubble seminar, you see, and I asked him, I said, can you help me make a bubble that goes and finds red squirrels? And he said, I don't think so. Them bubbles, they don't track red squirrels too well. Well, he's a funny looking feller, but he seemed pretty smart. So I asked him, I said, can you find out some stuff about red squirrels? So he wrote me this book here, you see, and it tells all about red squirrels. Right here, I keep my hunting knife with me, and in my pocket, I keep my red squirrel guide that Dr. Bubbles wrote me in case I ever needed some help, which ain't likely. Well, this is what he said. He said some other stuff about it. Listen to this. Red squirrels can't go backwards. They just can't plumb do it. Look at me. I'm going backwards. But them red squirrels, they can't go backwards. It says some other stuff here. It says that they can eat near 100 pounds of food. Near 100 pounds of food. How many of y'all can sit down at a table and eat 100 pounds of food? I don't think you can. I'm just saying, you're still fitting in this building. Anyway, I don't think anybody can eat near 100 pounds of food. Not even probably like 10 pounds of food. Them red squirrels can because they need a lot of energy from flying from tree to tree. One other thing cool about red squirrels is that they can run real high up in the air without falling off. And they don't even look. How many of y'all ever run on a fence pole or something? Something where you had to balance and you were high up off the ground. How many of y'all ever done that? Some of y'all done that? Well, there's this old ravine.
I did that down
Cool deal, buddy.
I did that in the park.
In the park? I do that in the park too sometimes. Anyway, so there's this there ravine at my grandpa's house. And I run on top of it, and I be running like this. But I keep a real careful watch where I'm going. Because if I fall off that there ravine, I'll be squished flatter than one of my mama's pancakes. I keep a real close eye where I'm going. But see, them red squirrels, they don't have to look where they're going. Because they got little sensitive hairs, real small on the bottom of their feet. That they can watch where they're going with them. So they can look up and see where they're running and look at the trees and everything. But their feet know exactly where they're landing. So they never fall off them trees. But hey, if they do, they got them wings and that tail to propel them to safety. I learned that word propel from Dr. Bubbles. Anyways, this brings me to why I'm out here hunting. I come to this here Tallowoods because I hear there was an infestation. And I'm here to keep that red squirrel population down. And here's why. I got, let's say, 2 examples of why I don't like them red squirrels. First example, is one day I was out in the woods and I got real tired, so I went back to my camper to go to sleep. First thing I does is I take out my hunting belt, because you don't want to roll over on a hunting belt in the middle of the night. Not a belt, a knife. Anyways. Then I took off my shoes, you see here, because whoever sleeps with their shoes, I don't sleep with my shoes on, maybe y'all do. I lay me down to sleep, right? Oh, and it was a nice relaxing day. And then I'm sitting in my camper, just going to sleep. Simple prayer. BOOM! All of a sudden, all these pine cones come down on my camper shell. Well, I freaked out and I got up and I ran and I tripped over my shoes. And this made me infuriated. But I ran out and looked outside. I didn't have my knife or my gun or nothing. I just wanted to see what was out there. And I looked up and there was them red squirrels sitting on top of my camper throwing pine cones at it. I tell you what, I learned Southern hospitality when I was a kid. You don't throw pine cones at people's campers. Anyways, I come back into my camper and I said, this time I'll outsmart them. I'll sleep with my boots on. That way I don't trip over them. So I put my boots back on, got my hunting knife back in there. Let's hope I don't roll over. Then I went back to sleep. I was sitting there, just laid off, dozy down, just about to go off to sleep. Then all of a sudden, this squirrel starts making its squirrel call up at the top of the tree. And let me tell you what, that's like trying to sleep with someone in your ear going. Have you ever tried to do that? I sure couldn't get to sleep. So I went out there with my gun, but by the time I was out there, that red squirrel had done scampered off into another tree. Anyways, what's the point of this?
Hey, I got a brown.
Oh, you got a broom in there, so do I. Anyways, the point of this is red squirrels are always on the lookout for something that ain't right in their woods. Let's say I'm out there hunting. If a red squirrel sees me, he always goes, rah, 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 and he warns all the other animals that says, hey, there's this funny looking guy with these funny looking clothes and a funny looking gun. And I'm not scared of him, and if you stay away from him, you don't have to be scared either. And I tell you what, if the animals don't come to you in a hunting trip, that makes a bad hunting trip. So I don't like them red squirrels, and I'm out here hunting. But I tell you something else though, something I learned from the red squirrel. That whenever I'm out, let's say I'm going to the grocery store or the academy or something to get some hunting supplies, I always tell the truth. Animals actually rely on the red squirrel to warn them when a predator or a hunter is around. Because a red squirrel never sounds his alarm and never warns the animal unless there's an actual threat. So if you're ever out in the woods and you hear, you better know that either a red squirrel saw you or a red squirrel saw something else. And let me give you a hint. If there's any bears in them woods, you better start running, because them bears are fast. Anyways, that's all I got.
No, you should just shoot them.
Well, Sonny?
And then just let them
That's a pretty good idea. I'm off to finish my hunting trip, but I can't do it with my hat over my eyes. Anyways, I'm off to finish my hunting trip.
Your
Y'all
hat is
have a
down
good
backwards.
Good luck.
Inside out.
day. Thank you. Is that good?
That was pretty interesting about your squirrels and the truth. Don't know if you'll find any in the building, but you know, good luck.
I'll see y'all later.